I've mentioned this before. Whenever we drive past homeless encampments, my daughter River is always puzzled. She's sad about it. She has lots of questions. And she always asks the same thing. She's like, why can't we just give them homes? Why can't we help them? And my next guest is a retired nurse doing just that, though, for dozens of unhoused men and women. She's amazing. She's what we call a good neighbor.
Good, so good. Good neighbor. So good.
So good. It's my favorite. I love that one. Get it, Jesse. From Eden Village in Springfield, Missouri, please welcome Linda Brown, y'all. It's an honor to meet you. This is more than a decade, though, in the making. Can you take us back to where it started?
Yes, in 2010, David and I, my husband and I, moved downtown in Springfield to a loft apartment. And we started seeing a lot of homeless people on the streets, especially in the evening. But I've always had a passion and a curiosity to find out their story, what made them homeless, what happened.
They're all different, yeah.
Because they're all different. And so we took on ourselves and we opened a little spot downtown in Springfield, one night a week, and we offered coffee and donuts, and we had them come in and we sat them at tables and we sat with them and talked, got to know who they were, realized that they're not any different than we are.
Yeah.
They've had some bad luck, you know, whether it's losing a family member or a job, and some of them can't cope with that. And so we realized that, you know, especially those that have lost a family or, you know, their family member, they don't know what to do.
Yeah. But Linda, those gatherings sparked the idea for Eden Village, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And how that worked was in 2016, David and I were closing up the gathering tree, and it was cold. It was a real blustery, cold winter night. And so we walked out and went to our warm car, warm home, warm bed. And now our friends, who we've been with for at least 6 years now, every week, that they had to go home to a hidden, cold, dark, wet campsite somewhere.
Yeah.
And it just hit me, and I said, you know, we've got to do something. These people are our friends. So we decided that we were going to try to do a tiny home village. And we didn't have the money to do that, but we all said that God does. And so what happened, we had a good friend give us about $50,000 to start. And then
That's a good friend.
Yes.
I'm like, whoa, you got some good friends.
Because, you know, we had a vision.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get your vision to somebody else and them give you money. But they gave us $50,000, and we also got a grant for $750,000 to start.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. God does provide.
He does provide.
Yeah.
So we found a vacant mobile home park, and it was already zoned for mobile homes. So we got these. They're called park model homes. They're about 400 square feet. They're on wheels, and so we rolled them in. You know, so we started with that, and it just grew because we'd have one individual say, "Hey, we want to sponsor a home." And then somebody else would come along and say, we want to sponsor a home. So before we knew it, we had all 31 homes in Eden Village 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
But what a beautiful heart you have. Well, Linda's husband, David, was part of launching all of this as well. And he's in our audience right now. Hi, David.
Hey, Kelly.
You look very handsome. So, David, you were a bit skeptical about creating Eden Village in the beginning. Did you think it was going to be just so costly and overwhelming kind of thing?
Well, Kelly, we were running a drop-in center, and our budget was about $30,000 a year. And when this idea came to us and how to go about this was a multi-million-dollar project. I said, there's no way we could do that. Well, there is a way to do it because I have a woman that has a passion and a desire to do something.
Amen.
And I've got to do what she says. So we stepped out.
I love that. I think that when something is that, and you feel like it's your purpose, it's that meaningful, and I've sometimes believed, like, a lot of times believe like we're the vessel for something bigger than us, a bigger purpose. And
Absolutely.
I think that that's the beautiful thing. If you trust in that, and then I think that it'll make its way. But it's a lot of hard work. So thank you two so much for starting this.
Oh.
It's a lot of hard work, determination, and sacrifice of time, of things, and of asking people for money and all that kind of stuff. It's a really beautiful thing that y'all have done. Thank you. And now you're now in the works on expanding Eden Village, which I think is amazing. So can you explain a little bit about that?
Yes, we, our first village, like I said, has 31 tiny homes in it. We have our second village now that has 24 homes on site, and we're about halfway, we've got about half the residents in now. And then we've got property for the third village, which is, it's just grass right now, but it's going to start, we hope, in 2022 to get it going. And, you know, what we've realized is that it's easy to step out in faith and do something that will give them a hand up instead of a hand out.
Yeah, well said. Well, we love everything that you're doing, and so does Freedom Mortgage. They're one of the nation's leading VA and FHA home mortgage providers, championing home ownership for all, which is very important. They want to help you continue to grow, which is why Freedom Mortgage is donating $25,000 to Eden Village.
Are you kidding me?
We're really excited. Yeah, that's awesome. And it's just an exciting thing. I was saying in commercial break, I really hope that other cities are listening.
Yes.
You know, this is doable.